The Sagebrush conservation design has helped me, and I think a lot of people, wrap our minds around the fact that there are only so many places left in the West that we're able to really conserve in the way that they have been historically. And that now we have an opportunity to compare really apples to apples from Montana to Nevada and make hard choices about where the best tools, the most expensive tools need to go, and how we support people in places that are really already on their way to a novel ecosystem condition, what it's going to look like to manage different landscapes over the next few decades, knowing that we can't save all of the places left in the West. What has been great about the Sagebrush conservation design effort is it has brought in agency leadership from across the Department of Interior, the Department of Agriculture. It's brought in university thought leaders. I hope folks like myself with big nonprofits are valuable in that space, and has asked everyone basically the same question, not who do you work for or what is your agency goal, but rather what can you do, what can the people you work with and work for do to save the entire biome. I think we have to acknowledge that this has been done by a team of academics, of agency leaders, thought leaders across the West, who are all really smart, talented, experienced people trying to give us a path forward for the future, for millions and millions of acres. The people who have not been included in this space are the voices who it's going to affect most. People who live in rural communities, who live, work, and play in the American West, tribal communities, indigenous communities who are sovereign controllers of much of this land, who have tribal rights to vast tracts of the West. How do we bring their voices in? How do we make sure that the steps that occur following these large West-wide planning efforts really take into account the futures for them, their children, paying a mortgage, running a business, having a future that's worthwhile? We've got to make sure this works for everyone and the people who live on the ground, most importantly. I hope it moves us past the conversations of, where do we need to work? How big is big enough? These kinds of important but sort of philosophical questions of scale, and gets us into the weeds, if you will, to not really make a joke, of what needs to be done in what place for the maximum benefit and the least cost, knowing that there's only so much money to go around the entire West, there's only so many people to do the work, and we only have so much time to get it done. This is meant to be a hopeful message that while we can't bring back sagebrush ecosystems in every place, there are novel systems outside of Reno, in the Snake River Plain of Idaho, large tracts of Utah, they're in a whole new system, and we need to learn to live and manage in it. But we can learn to live and manage within both the new systems and the ones that we are trying to maintain with historic condition. The science could always be better. We could always have higher resolution, we could always know more. But my thought is, for now, given that we're essentially backed into a corner with drought and climate change and wildfire, it's enough. We can see the West range-wide for where we can do great things and where we need to pivot to a different future. And I just hope that we can, take a deep breath collectively, look at this project and say, we don't need more information anymore. What we need is more work. What we need is more doing, and get into that mindset as fast as possible.